Good morning. It is almost 7 a.m. and I am surprised at how dark it still is. I don't know if this is just me not remembering correctly, but look, you can see the Orion constellation up there. Like, you can see a lot of stuff. Let me just walk over here and get out from under these power lines. Okay, there we go. Look at this beautiful, clear, quote-unquote morning sky. It looks like the night sky. But you can clearly see that the sun's coming up over there. So this is a very strange morning walk. I've already been out here for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, just enjoying the nice, cool autumn air, having a good time. And it's just this, it's like the sun is stuck. It's like it got held up in traffic because it's been this level of illumination for like 30 minutes. It's very strange. I don't know what's going on. But regardless, here we are. I don't know if you could hear that rooster call over there or not, but I did. And I hear a vehicle coming in the distance. So let's go ahead and walk back over here. Yeah, you can definitely tell that this is where I usually walk and record, but it looks a lot different when the sun isn't up, doesn't it? Especially with that pretty orange old lamp pole light up there. Casts a nice sort of picturesque look on things. And yes, I do hear a vehicle coming, but we will just keep walking this way and seeing what we see. After it passes, I'll start talking about something else. And there it goes. Okay. I'll walk over here towards this street light, and that will give me enough light to maybe illuminate my face in this recording. I don't know. Right now, it looks pretty blurry, and I don't know exactly why that is. Maybe it's because it's so dark and it can't focus. Let me rub the camera lens. Yeah, it's nothing smudgy. I think it's just because it's dark and it can't cogitate properly. But anyway, so as you know, I took last week off. That's good news, though. Sunday, we woke up to notifications handed out to the whole community that for Monday and Tuesday and part of Wednesday, we would have intermittent power and internet because they were laying new infrastructure at key places. So while our internet did come back late Tuesday, the actual DSL service that we have didn't really come back until Wednesday. It was really intermittent until then. But the good news is, in the next couple of months, we should be ready to purchase high-speed cable internet here. So that will dramatically change up how easy it is for me to stream things, how fast I can upload things. That's nice. And it's still so blurry. I wonder why it's so blurry. Huh. Maybe I've just never filmed when it's this dark before. Oh well. Maybe it just does that when it's dark. But that's good news. The other good news is I had a very good week last week. I disengaged from news and politics and stuff, and I just cooked. I took walks. I did stuff with family that I don't normally see. My aunt, for example. I visited with some, I guess you could call them in-laws, some friends and family members of my husband's I don't usually see. It's fall, so people are traveling and doing stuff. You know, kids going back to school, kids getting off on fall break, things like that. And it was a fun week of, just being being completely detached from the circus of the news and the culture war, and just getting to talk to people that are in this area, that are part of my life, sort of. And it felt good. So I had a really good week. It recharged my batteries. I got to step back from all of the cancer and the frustration and the conspiracy theories and all that stuff. And it was really wholesome. It was a good, wholesome time that I had last week. So I'm thankful that all that came together and went well. Speaking of things going well, I still request your prayers for my mother's husband, who's not doing well. His retirement insurance package screwed him over and left him out in the cold. because of corporate changes and goings on and going this way and that at the top level of health insurance, he got left out in the cold and they dropped him from the transplant list. And since he got left out in the cold, until they can well, let me wait for this vehicle to pass. I think it's a school bus. It is indeed a school bus. There it goes. It was indeed a school bus. But until they get the new insurance plan resettled and get him enrolled back in it, they're not even covering his medication, let alone keeping him on the transplant list. So he went from probably going to make it and live another 10 or 12 years to he's so sick he can barely move around and he's about to die, and he's angry and frustrated, and my old boomer ass mother can't really make the phone calls and fight the bureaucratic war you have to fight to stand up for yourself to get the insurance that you deserve. She doesn't know how to do that. So that falls on me. And it's not very fun. It's one of the worst things about how the American system works, is having to deal with the liars and the cheats and the fine print just to try to get your medicine that doesn't cost you $1,000 out of pocket every month. Like, it's ridiculous what you have to go through to try to make the insurance stuff work when you get screwed over. And so, unfortunately, that's a big part of what I've been doing with my time the last few weeks, is helping them with that stuff. So, they could definitely use your prayers. I could use your prayers, because it's a big burden on me, too. I hate seeing my personal family, my mother, go through this stuff and just be wound up with anxiety and rage that she can't do anything about, and her husband dying at the same time. So, it's messed up, man. And I wish I could fix it, but it's just the evil of the system. I can't really do anything about it. I just hate having to deal with it. But I'm having to, and it sucks. Well, it looks like we're getting a little more sunlight now. You can see on the horizon over there that the light is coming up. I really like this spot. It's one of the reasons I record here, is I feel like this really encapsulates what this area is. Because I drive around here a lot just because I enjoy driving. So, you know, I'm out, you know, at least a little bit every day, usually driving to visit somebody or pick something up for somebody. And this area looks like this. It's one of the reasons that I like it. I feel like showing you these rolling hills and little farmsteads and, you know, what used to be a normal-sized house with a few bedrooms for some kids, this is the norm here. People have families and children here, and it's nice. And on top of that, there's still very few foreigners. Like, almost nobody here that I meet isn't a local. Like, occasionally I'll meet somebody who's from out of state, but they're still a white American person. And it's very, very rare that I see a non-white person anywhere around here. Which, you know, nothing against them. I just like the homogeneity here. So, that's nice. So anyway, do I have anything really important or meaningful to say today? Not really, no. And there's also a car coming, so seems like every time I'm about to speak that happens, doesn't it? We'll just let that one roll. But anyway, no, I just wanted to catch you guys up, let you know more about what's going on with me and what went on last week, and why whenever I had the opportunity to just take a week off, I took it, because I've been having to deal with a lot of shit that I don't want to ever have to deal with the last 2 weeks. I hate having to deal with female administrators who, the moment they open their mouths, you can just tell that they don't deserve that job and they're not smart. And that is like half the people you have to deal with when you dig into medical insurance and healthcare. I hate having to deal with those self-righteous girl boss pieces of shit. It's terrible. It's miserable. And that's like half of what you have to deal with. And then another part of what you have to deal with is occasionally when you need information or you have to call and get a hold of someone, you have to deal with foreigners, because a lot of the time, even local people will still be beholden to these conglomerates, and their call centers are even not in the United States sometimes. And if they are, they're still staffed by foreigners anyway, so how can you tell? And it just sucks that, like, so much of the healthcare in my lifetime has gone from personal, local, private healthcare to everything within like a 50-mile radius of here being bought up by a single international conglomerate. And so now everything is just giant corporate medicine, and you can't ever call and talk to someone. Like, you don't ever get the number of someone private. You always have to go through like call services, or you call into a switch and they'll say, okay, well, we'll put you to this person's voicemail or whatever. And it's just this never-ending series of obfuscations and lies. And I don't even think the people who lie know they're lying. That's just what they're trained to talk about and how they're trained to say, trained to say stuff to you. And it's really frustrating. It makes me want to burn the whole country down. Just to say, all right, this sucks, start over, can't do this. It is a truly nightmarish experience that I hope you never have to deal with. Having to deal with transplant committees and insurance trolls and all of these little go-between goblins that have to have paperwork for this and then scans for that. And, oh, well, we have all of your medical records for this person, but, you know, we need to talk to the person whose name is actually on the power of attorney. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm that person's child, and that person is nowhere near competent enough or smart enough to have this conversation because she's 70-something. Talk to me instead. And they're like, okay, we can do that. And then at the end of the call, it won't matter anymore because I'm not that person. And come to find out, the person I was talking to is just spinning the wheels letting me talk. No doubt trained to do that. But it's really frustrating having to go through all of this just to try to get my mother's husband the insurance that he's supposed to have. It really sucks being screwed over by the system, especially when you're sick and need it the most. Imagine if they didn't have me. What could they possibly do? They would just be trampled by the system. They wouldn't have the wherewithal or the mental energy, or in his case, the physical energy to actually do all of this and try to make it happen. I really despise how sick and evil and wrong everything is in the world of healthcare and insurance. It really is it's evil, and it sickens me to have to deal with it. So, all right, I guess I'll stop ranting about that, or I'll be here forever. This week, of course, back to regularly scheduled programming. Chris and I will be back Thursday night with more Empire of Lies and Gulag Cafe. So look forward to that. And, of course, Discord at Dragons is not going anywhere. Mondays are definitely my night for the Dragons. And I hope that I see you all there. Have a blessed week. And just do your best to stay positive, because there's a lot of things going on that are just so nasty and so ugly. It's hard to have hope. It's hard to believe that things will ever get any better. So just do the best you can. Build the best that you can. Don't let the fire go out. I'll see you guys soon. God bless.